The Origins of Life, Chi Creation, Part 18. So, back onto that squid. So, we've got the roll of a wave, which is making the flower bud. With a roll of a wave, all the water shooting out. So, you get this splashing out effect and stuff. Each petal of that flower, like shape, is a wave in itself. All the teeth, or suckers in this case, but the teeth of a wave coming out, making those patterns and stuff. Another roll for the eyes. And then, oh, hang on, like that. So we can see we've got like the wave shape reflected, and then we've got the teardrop shape. So with teardrop shape, it's also like that pear shape. So you think about like the micro, macro to the shape of a realm and all that kind of stuff. And then that's kind of like stars, which kind of like, within the firmament and all that kind of stuff. Like, as a potential, you know what I mean? It might link up, like I said, like this, it matches two things. So on the other side of it, you've got a reflection of the sunlight on the water. So as I was saying, like the sun is you. So when you look back at that, then that's why it's a micro of a macro, because that's you as well. You know what I mean? The realm in that kind of sense. And we're all that of that energy, aren't we? You know what I mean? We all share that, and we're all of that in that kind of same sense and stuff. And then we come through this portal, which is a flower bud, into this realm. Into this part of a realm, you know what I mean? Like, like from the spiritual to the material and stuff. So, like last one we were talking about being like a leaf. You get a leaf at each side and stuff like. So you've got that kind of side. You've got like one at each side like that. But also you can see it as like just one leaf. You know what I mean? Because you got like a spinate tail going through it and stuff. So like the spine of a leaf, it kind of confirms that that's the spine of the wave, like, because when we look at leaves and we look at the shape of them and all these kind of things and stuff, and I've said it before, it's kind of like the spine at wave and all these kind of things. You see the light, which I showed you on previous episode, where it comes through water and it kind of makes that line and stuff. You good flower bud shape, the flower side of it as well. So again, your flower bud shape, how it cups, so when the flower can come out. Your cross section, its gills have got the feather shape. Reproductions at this part, which it looks like another, the shape of a wave kind of thing, which is like the shape of its body. Its gills are there. It's kind of like feather-like. It's not a very good illustration though. You can't zoom in and get good quality detail and stuff like. So again, for a feather shape, not feather shape, flower bud shape and flower, and then you get these long bits coming up it, which sometimes you get that like that with flowers and stuff. You see in exotic birds, they have tails like that as well. Again, like the flower bud leaves. Size comparison. It confused me at first. There was something wrong. I kind of thought like the whale's supposed to be bigger and all this kind of stuff. But it's only a sperm whale. It's not as big as there could be in terms of whales and stuff. But again, the leaf shape here. So we've got this one. It's a blue whale. You know what I mean? It's bigger than its estimation. I featured this one on a different episode. We were talking about its eye being like a snail and stuff. I thought it was like a parasite or a microbe or whatever and stuff like. But it's a cockatoo squid or a glass squid. So like the transparency of the water, which gives it that clear look and all that kind of stuff. So it's got the information's from the water, isn't it? So how it can reproduce that. Also, you've got like the cone of a wave, what's inside the wave. So you've got like the sunlight at the end of it and stuff. So like that's the roll of a wave, and then all the water that gets trapped inside it. You know what I mean? It's got nowhere else to go apart from beaver vortex until it gets pushed out. So another glass squid. So it's got the flower as well. But like the roll-up wave with all the information, all the important parts inside and stuff. As it's got its reproduction system and all these kind of things, so it repeats its micro-macro pattern. And another flower bud shape. They're really good for that kind of shape of it and stuff. You know, as it starts to open. Another one of them. Yeah, it looks a bit different, like, but it's a good shape in that sense. Another in that sense of like the flower bud. And now I've got flower petals, so you can see, you know, the colours and all these kind of things and stuff. And also, like each leg is a wave. So as the leg kind of, it comes across here, and then you can see how it forms into a wave. You have the water dragging back, the water coming over. And then like even the tail of a wave kind of thing like is there. So as that rolls, that you know, you can fold them over, and then you kind of get in a flower bud kind of shape and stuff like. So as it relates and stuff, and also like the leaf pattern shape as well. Another one. Its eye is a little bit different from normal and stuff. But because of the individual splashes of colour, they look like petals, so it's almost like a sunflower. Sunflowers are normally all yellow, aren't they, and stuff like that, but so I would relate in that way. Twisting. As the flower unfurls, how the wave unfurls. So another flower one, a petal, flower petal one, but it's also got like a face. Zoom in a bit more. There we go. Like you can see one eye there, indentation for other eye. So like the forehead and all this kind of stuff, it looks like it's kind of like, you know, looking at something in that kind of way. And then like, you know, the arms and all these kind of things. Blanket octopus, that's what these are called. So it's another way of seeing them, you know what I mean, have a swim through and stuff kind of thing. You got all the colours and stuff. That's another one. I thought it'd be a better picture, but let's have a sunlight catchers. Like on the waves and all these kind of things, and how it reproduces that imagery. It weren't actually sunlight, it was just like, what's on fish? Squid either. So this one, another typical flower shape. Well, not so typical, but you get it in like your exotic kind of flowers and stuff. Yeah, sometimes you don't know what to zoom in or what to make it better and stuff. But you can also see like this bird shape. It looks like it's got a beak, and it's got like wings, all that kind of thing, and like exotic birds which have like tail feathers and stuff, and all the bright colours. But that's another one of those blanket squids, I think. This is another one. Again, looking human. You know what I mean? It's got like the shoulder kind of structure behind the head and all these kind of things. All the colours it comes in as well. You can see the water, how it goes to the edge, and it kind of forms a wave and all the drag lines for all the froth. So that light marks the shore, the edge of its body. There's another one. It's all the wave patterns. We might put colour. Like the flower bud essence, and you've got all this growing out and stuff. I mean, another aspect is it does look quite leafy as well and stuff like that. This one looks leafy. Like the horn shape from the wave shape. Is how it curls back up. And all leafy kind of colours. Each individual wave rolling and crashing, even into distance. I think about colours, I don't know, like the flames and all that kind of stuff, like like that first picture I was showing, like that being the soul flame of the realm, and that's why it's like a flame. So then you've got your Taurus field in the centre. But it's like several flames, but several waves especially. But it's got like the sunlight which is going through it and stuff like that kind of thing. So it does contribute to like all that side of things. So it's got these bits here. So they're like your spine under, you can see that. So then also like the wave and all that kind of thing. But also like plant leaves. There's several types of plants. Where they're shaped like that, and like ferns and stuff like. But you can also have like say if it were all connected and just one piece, then you'd still have these patterns on most leaves and stuff. It depends on the leaf, doesn't it? But so we're associating that with your spine, the plant, and the ocean. So as we've been discussing them to be like flower buds, and like so these are baby ones and stuff like. But they start off as eggs, so a flower bud in an egg. You know what I mean? So where life came from, like from plants in that kind of sense. The flower bud first produced the eggs, which could produce. Well, it produced life forms which could produce eggs, I imagine. So it's a bit more developed. No one of those. Almost wing-like in it and stuff. I don't know, more leafy and all these kind of things and stuff. See here, how it sits at the bottom and it all flares up. So how like a flower bud and sits on ground and opens its flowers like that. Have a green colour from the ocean. A deeper where it's blue. It's a roll wave and it's got like an eye. So leaves like that, you know. It's similar to some of them, like the hold on, like that. Especially there, you can see how it ripples to the side and stuff in that kind of way. But there's a lot to think about in terms of like that transition from the ocean to the plants to life forms. So like like leaves, whether it's like this or off trees or whatever and stuff, and how they react up wind, don't they? You know what I mean? So any wind that comes past and all leaves are kind of instantly a reaction. So in terms of like birds' feathers and all these kind of things, the water, it's learned everything from being water. It's learned the simplest method in a sense. The next thing is to make it into a solid. You know what I mean? Like those shapes it makes. You know what I mean? It's like once the say, oh, we've got a wave, right? And then it comes up, and then as it climbs, it kind of creates lift, and it can sometimes stay like that for maybe even a meter or so. It depends how big wave is, but and then it'll start to crash. It's like the momentum took it. You know what I mean? So it were able to stay level for a while before it actually started falling. But when it breaks up, doesn't it? You know what I mean? And then it'll rain back down or crash back down or whichever. So for like birds' feathers and stuff, one aspect is like it's very difficult to wet a bird, and you know what I mean. Water will go on it and it'll drip off and stuff like. It'll eventually get wet and stuff, but you also get a lot of leaves which won't allow water to touch them. There's a word for it, and I can't think what it is at the moment. But so that relationship, you know what I mean? Is like the leaf knows how to not get wet, so then the feather knows how to not get wet. It's like that same information which has been reused in a way. So we think about like the aerodynamics of leaves and stuff like so how they kind of flutter and all these kind of things, in wind and all these kind of stuff, and when they're falling as well. So I'll glide down to the floor and stuff like that. Like you got those propeller sycamore seeds and stuff kind of thing. How they spin round and it's all those kind of things and stuff like. Look at like a feather. So, you know, like all bunched together, it kind of forms quite a rigid and structured surface and stuff like. So, like losing, yeah, using one wave to create lift, and then you know, I mean, it's got its time in the air for a moment. But if you include that to another wave, so you got two waves, one after each other. One creates lift, and then you add the next wave, just its lift part. I mean, you add another wave with just the lift part, and then you know what I mean. It's got a continuation of how it can formulate the idea to continue being in the air. You know what I mean, in that kind of way. So like multiple leaves or feathers will clump together, can help with that lift. It gives it rigidity and all these kind of things. Another thing, that leaves are too heavy. You know what I mean? Like the weight of this is going to be, it's a lot in it. So when you look at the distances apart for like the waves in a sense and stuff like. So you get like the surface of the ocean, you got all these waves going across and stuff kind of thing. So like scale in the information, you know what I mean, how it's distributed and stuff like that kind of thing. So when you look at that one and you see like the lines and stuff kind of thing, it's much more intricate, whereas this is like, super spaced out, and you got waves. But yeah, we'll get into that soon. It might be next episode because we've not got too long left. I don't know what's happened to my memory. Half my memory's gone. So like the exploring video, the first one, we're talking about like, look at potential of giant trees and all these kind of things. I decided to conclude this picture in reference to that and stuff like. So look how big they are. You know what I mean? You can't have giant trees with giant leaves. You know what I mean? When people used to be quite against the idea and stuff. We're talking about like the color of the ocean. So it's like green because it's like shallow water. Belief is thin in it, so it has to be shallow water in the representation. How it repeats that. It doesn't have to be green, but it is shallow. You get different colours of what, sunlight, sunset, and all these kind of things. If it's shallow and it's a sunset, it's going to pick that colour up and stuff. But so as it dries out, right, it dries out. It's like literally, in a sense. You can see the ocean receding, right, and then it's left the colour of sand. Closer to ocean, it's still wet, like the sand's got the darker colour. So when we talk about like the hues of skin and stuff like that kind of thing, and like the beach being like the most common colour sand in that kind of way and stuff like, and you got like different beaches and stuff kind of thing. You get darker coloured beaches and stuff like that kind of thing like, but you got that variety there. It's like like I said, like the difference between the colour and stuff like that kind of thing. There's nothing really. That's what's expressed in the human. You know what I mean? That range of colour. I believe it's showing you at waves. Oh, I can't turn it. So each segment's showing you the cloud crashing wave patterns. Another aspect of wave, how it cups. You've got your centre line, so you're into your horizon and all these kind of things. So it's like that 3D element to it. But it kind of cups, and you've got like the teeth of a wave coming over. So as that reflects at the bottom as well. So that kind of thing. How wave rolls. Same again. Like the indentation of it. So, like the octopus, all the different tentacles come out, it's like the same pattern. And the squid, it had all those markings on it. I'll go back up. This one, vampire squid it is, because it's cloaked, but rather than just the legs coming out without the webbing. So yeah, on the inside, you know what I mean, you've got all those patterns and stuff. So it relates to that. Oh, well, the spiky parts anyway. It's the other squids, which octopus, sorry, which had this kind of pattern. Oh, that kind of pattern. So quite a few I showed you on previous episode. I can't find it. I'm sure I showed you it the other day though. These patterns coming out of the bottom of squid, jellyfish, or whichever it was. It might have been a pepper star, but you know, the sea lilies. I'll have a browse through. I want us to get more of this done. I'm not going to be able to get the rest of it done. I've only got like less than 3 minutes. But we're seeing this shape though. I'll tell you what, I'll carry on. It's a single leaf. It's not as easy to see the consciousness. But when you look at it like that, you got like 3 together, you got that pareidolia then. And so you start seeing like, there's like almost like a face there, you know. And also, rather than it just being a singular leaf, it's got the segments to suggest that it could branch out to be more in that kind of sense. So like that, how it's, you know, it's no longer a single pointed leaf. And then again, you get your waves. So you can see how the flow, it's climbing over. So like those insects look weird. Some are like the butterfly insects and stuff kind of thing, which are leaf butterfly. And it's like half of it looks missing. It's a lily pad. And underneath it, how that looks like all of them type of things. Yeah, just as like that kind of reference and stuff. So you can see where we get the legs from. You know what I mean? How that kind of got the point, and then like the body, and then all the legs and all these kind of things.